Welcome to Open Mic. What? First the Fat Boys break up, now Desus and Mero? If Desus and Mero can't make it, there's no hope for anybody. Aaliyah, does this mean I belong to the streets again? All right, we start the troublemaking again in about 29 minutes. Welcome to Open Mic. We like to start the show with some stories or a take on a story you won't get anywhere else. I grew up in gorgeous Prince George's, live in the district, so you know these jokes come from a place of love, at least 2 or 3 times a week. Let's start things off right here in the DC area where Black Restaurant Week returns for not 1, but 2 weeks to highlight local Black-owned restaurants. 2 weeks of good eating. Say less, I am there. And there as in multiple DC area restaurants that are being featured for Black Restaurant Week, like Milk and Honey, Hen Quarter, Matchbox, Fitchscale, and Nipsey's. Yes, Nipsey's, just like on Martin. You can find a full list of all the participating restaurants on WSA9.com, and you can add those to, you're going to add some yourself if you have an aunt or a church member who's selling plates. Don't say I never gave you a heads up. Like I said before, Black Restaurant Week is 2 weeks this year. Now, not that I would ever perpetuate any stereotypes about lateness, but they gave us twice as much time to plan a visit. There is no excuse for missing it. Let's stay in DC for this next story, where Washington Nationals all-star Juan Soto turned down a 15-year, $440 million contract that would have been the largest in baseball history. Now, if anybody deserves the entire Brinks truck, it's this guy. Juan Soto has already won a World Series and a batting title in DC, and oh yeah, he's just 23 years old. He did all of that on his current contract. Juan has earned the baggiest of bags on past performance alone. Now, the Nats call themselves rebuilding, but wouldn't it make sense to keep the one guy that would make playing in DC appealing to free agents? Besides, I got a Juan Soto jersey and a Juan Soto fat head. The Nats better not cancel it like they did my Max Scherzer jersey and they did my Alfonso Soriano jersey. Yes, I've been a fan that long. I don't want to go on Twitter and see people start photoshopping Juan into their team's uniforms the way they do Bradley Beal every day for the last 2 years. You lose Soto and all of a sudden Nat Stadium going to become the Landover Mall of Major League Baseball. The vultures are circling all around it. Pay that man. Let's head over to Philadelphia for this next story, where video shows 2 young Black girls appearing to be waved off and shunned by Sesame Street character Rosita at the Sesame Street theme park Sesame Place, and it's caused outrage all over social media. Now, I have never wanted to yell at a Muppet until right now. Sesame Place actually issued a statement regarding the incident, saying it was a misunderstanding and that the costumes worn by the characters make it hard for them to see at lower levels. Oh, well, that's interesting, because I feel like the attraction of a place like Sesame Place would be, I don't know, kids who stand at lower levels. Anyway, apparently it's difficult for them to see, and that sometimes performers will miss hug requests from small children. Well, glad they're not working at a place that is a haven for small children. However, Rosita could be seen dapping up another small child literally right in front of them, and then more videos have emerged showing the same character ignoring other Black kids. Now, I did not have racist Rosita on my 2022 bingo card, yet here we go. First, the Fat Boys break up, then Desus and Mero break up. Now this, is there anything left to believe in? Sesame Place better make this right, because I don't want to have to explain to my daughter why her favorite Muppet is acting like a Proud Boy. And who chooses the Rosita costume to take out your societal grievances? She does know she's turquoise, right? Then again, maybe she forgot that she had the costume on. It's wild that this is exactly the same kind of behavior that Sesame Street seeks to curb. Man, Sesame Place has a very long way to go, and that explanation proves that. Now, I chose this last story because you know I love animals doing unusual things. Let's go out to Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota, who recently hosted an ostrich race, and yeah, it doesn't get more unusual than that.
The racetrack is going to the birds, flightless birds, that is. The summer schedule at Canterbury Park in Shakopee does not disappoint, and today it was ostriches tearing down the track, sometimes with the jockey and sometimes without. Look at them go. Very different than the classic horse racing. Ouch.
How many dates in do you think you reveal to your Tinder match that you do ostrich races on the side? Like, is that like a first race thing? Ross, what do you think? How many dates in do you go ahead and you go with, well, you know, I won that ostrich race at Shakopee, right? You know who you eating with, don't you? I'm just saying. Those things are absolutely moving. I would brag about it. I don't feel sorry for any of those riders that fell, by the way. What did they think was going to happen when they decided to climb on the back of the Usain Bolt of birds? The people trying to ride these ostriches are the epitome of play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Go on and let nature and gravity teach you a lesson. I'm just going to sit back and watch. Now, my favorite story obviously has to be the ostrich races, because half of today's stories were negative. So I'm going to go with the one positive one. Ostriches knocking people to the ground and them riding it. They are the only big birds that I want to hear about until Sesame Place gets their act together. And by all means, if you're an ostrich racer, let me know how you work that into your game.